Hello everybody, Hollow Leon coming at you live from Path of Fire. The expansion has come out and I am bringing you the new Scourge. My build that I developed during one of the preview releases is still completely viable now, and it is still insane. If you want to be able to lay out nearly 600,000 damage in a single match, be great support, tons of Condi removal for you and your entire team, just overall, all around, amazing build. If you want to own ranked PvP right now, this is the time before it gets nerfed. Whatever is going to happen, this is a great build. It is a lot of fun, and I am about to share it with you. Alright everybody, welcome back. We're going to make this a super quick build video so that we can get into some gameplay if you want to check it out. But as always, really quick, we'll start off with style, because there's usually, if I don't do this, somebody asking what something is. We have the glowing crimson mask, something from the gem store, and then everything is flame kissed except for the gloves and the boots, which is rabbit wing boots, or well, it doesn't matter if it's rabbit. I do that all the time, like all the time. Winged boots. And then the Chaos Gloves, which are also a gem store thing. Dominator Staff, which is something you gotta get with Black Lion claim tickets. It's a pain. And then the new Abaddon for Scepter and my Torch, which are pretty awesome also. Those are a lot of fun. And then the Black Feather Wings backpack, which is random when it comes in the store. You gotta keep your eye out for it. Maybe it never will again, I don't know. Luckily I got it the second time around because I was sad that I missed them. Anyways, so we will go straight into the build. We will start off with the gear, which is Staff, Scepter, Torch, which if you were watching before this, you may have figured that out already. But Sigil of Agility, I put this on our staff because our marks are incredibly important. If we swap to this and we can get them off really quick, this is how we get a boost of life force. You can actually see the plus 3% life force on each one of these, but that's because we are traded into that. So we want to be able to get those off fast if we're in a pinch to get some life force. And then our dodge will also give us another mark, which is unblockable. We're traded into that to give us life force. So you get life force and you dodge. It's just the best of both worlds. So that just is kind of your real quick life force gimme staff. That's what we're going to call it. Then Scepter and Torch, I run with Sigil of Misery and Sigil of Smoldering because we are going to apply both of these conditions quite often. Having them last for even longer is pretty awesome. It's good stuff. Rune of Scavenging, because we are also heavily traded into Vitality, so that last one there, 7% of Vitality is converted into condition damage. This is also great because we get some lifesteal, which we're spec'd into that pretty heavily too, so just a little bit extra lifesteal. It's not a big deal, but mostly so we can get that 7% of Vitality converted back to condition damage, because as you can see, sorry I faded away from the mic there for a second, but you can see we have a good amount of condition damage. We hit pretty hard. And then Carry On Amulet. Going straight into the build with our specializations: Soul Reaping, Blood Magic, Scourge. Gonna leave this here for a second, so if you're just looking to get this, you don't want to hear me talk about it, you just want to see what this is your time to pause the video. So, Soul Reaping increases life force gain from skills. This build kind of takes advantage, and it's maybe a little bit broken. Maybe we abuse the life force pool a little bit so that we can spam these as much as possible. But that's what making great PvP builds is all about, right? Soul marks. Marks become unblockable and generate life force. That's what we were talking about earlier. So each of these, so if you engage with your staff, you can get a good chunk of life force right off the bat, so you can get these down as quickly as possible, because your sand shades are the bread and butter of this build. They are what are going to do your damage, give you barrier, increase life force, remove conditions. It's disgusting. Gain lesser spectral armor when health falls below the threshold. Gain vitality and shroud skills, reduce recharge, and even though this is no longer called a shroud, this does reduce their recharge. You can actually see here 4 seconds, 6.5 seconds. If I switch this, we would be at 5 seconds and 8 seconds. So being able to get this Condi cleanse every 4 seconds is incredibly powerful stuff. Maximum life force is increased. Don't really need to explain that. The build is about life force. And as you can see, man, we got a great health pool. This is awesome. Shroud, 1 skill inflicts burning, and this has been tested. I have checked it. You're F1 now. The first time someone crosses into this, they are going to get burning. And then they get Torment when they cross into it too, but we're expecting something else to also give them more burning when they gain Torment. So you're going to stack, every time they go into this, a couple stacks of burning that are lasting 25% longer because of the way you're traded. Well, if you're in your Scepter and Torch. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Sorry, I rambled a little bit there. Blood magic. Leave a mark of blood when you dodge. That's what I was talking about earlier. So you do want to actually use your dodges because it's going to do damage. It's going to mitigate damage, and it's going to give you that regen there. And it's unblockable, and it gives you life force. Just all around awesomeness. So I guess you could switch to something else if you wanted to here. But I really like the switcher of life because you're so tanky, especially if you're working on a team with someone. I'm usually playing with my elementalist buddy, Joe, who's going to be showing face around here a lot more often. But if he knows I'm coming up, I can tell him to come to me, and I can put this over him, and anybody who tries to stomp him is going to get punished, and I can pop these off. But I can bring people up really fast, and I like having that option. I've been getting top revives every single time, and just been holding down mid non-stop, and maybe we'll see some of that in the footage at the end of this video. Sorry, you can hear my chair creaking in the background. Siphon health whenever you hit a foe. We don't have any minions, but this tree just synergizes well with us. You and your allies siphon health with their attacks. Pretty self-explanatory, great. As long as you are not downed, allies near you do not bleed out, which is great if your partner or anybody can somehow break line of sight and someone thinks they're just going to bleed out, then they're not. It gives you a little extra time to get to them and revive them. Wells gain reduced recharge time. They now grant protection when allies cast, and siphon health with every pulse. So that's what's also great about this too. So you'll be siphoning health from people around you while you're being resurrected. And if you have a shade over you, you can be doing damage and popping some of these to get a little extra barrier. Where are we at? And you're siphoning health, and you have protection while you're resurrecting someone. So just all around, you can bring people up fast, and you'll be more tanky while you're resurrecting. Alright, so Scourge, this is what gives us our awesome skills down here. That's what that first one is. Gain life force for every boon you remove or corrupt. So we also are going to be doing this a lot. That's why we bring this well to corrupt boons, but also our shades are going to be corrupting boons. We have plenty of ways to corrupt boons. Your ultimate corrupts boons. So you're going to be just getting constant life force. It's going to be up all the time. Crap tons of life force. Gain concentration and expertise for each of your active sand shades. So we can have 3. There's an option to get a bigger one, which I thought was good at first, but it's definitely better to have 3. They can take up a whole point if you space them out well, and you should have them down at all times because of this. So concentration, expertise, your conditions are going to be better. And because of this also, reduce incoming damage for each sand shade you have active. So if you have all 3 of them active as much as possible, that's up to a 15% just flat damage mitigation. It's absolutely amazing. On top of your shields that you're going to be getting, this build is insane and lots of fun. Manifest Sandshade corrupts boon on phones near it. So that's what I was talking about. This will also be corrupting boons. This is corrupting boons. Your ultimate corrupts boons. Infinite life force almost. At least that's what it feels like. I rarely am hungry for it. And then the last one, Torment you inflict deals increased damage and causes your foes to burn. We're going to be inflicting a lot of Torment, so it's going to do extra damage, and we're going to be inflicting burning every time somebody crosses into one of those shades. So that is the build. We'll run over these skills super fast. This is the new health barrier. It's got a 240 radius, which would be about this big, because this is 180 right here, so you can imagine what 240 would look like. You want to have as many people in that as possible to give your buddies and yourself some barrier, and you want to be using this basically anytime you're 3,000 health down. I'm not always the best at that. This is my new favorite stun break. You can stun break, and then this is going to be doing lots of damage. Oh wow, look at that! What is this? But you get the point. You're going to be laying that down, and it can do a lot of damage to people as well. And then we take both of these wells because they will make you more tanky. If you have both of these down at the same time, anybody who's on top of this, you can get anywhere from 600 to almost 2,000 health per tick of damage that that's doing, and they're going to have an insane amount of conditions, and you aren't going to have any, and you're going to have a lot of boons. So convert boon on your foes into conditions, and then, oops, sorry about that, and then convert conditions on allies into boons. I don't know if I need to explain why that synergizes well. And then your ultimate, breach into the realm of torment for a brief time, granting might to allies and slowing enemies. Convert a boon on enemies into torment and cripple each pulse. Amazing. This ultimate is great, and I would not spare it. Use it basically anytime to win a fight, because by the time everybody comes back because you downed the entire team, you're gonna have it again, or at least close to. But anyways, we're gonna put some gameplay in here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you think you might be able to make this build better, leave something in the comments below. If you liked it, leave a like. If you disliked it, tell me why, please. Lot of crazy builds out there right now. I'm going to be trying to get as much content as I can in the next week, all about Path of Fire, both PvE side and PvP content. If anyone has any questions about things specific, please leave something down below and maybe I can address it for you. But until next time, I will be signing out.
In her heart there's a hole, there's a black mark on her soul. In her hands is my heart, and she won't let go till it's scarred. Try to breathe but I can't, cause the air she feeds me is damned. Got a touch like a thorn, cause the girl she's hiding horns. She got blood cold as ice and a heart made of stone, but she keeps me alive. She's the beast in my bones. She gets everything she wants when she gets me alone, like it's nothing. She got two little horns and they give me a little bit. She got two little horns and they give me a little bit. Ice and a heart made of stone, but she keeps me alive. She's the beast in my bones. She gets everything she wants when she gets me alone, like it's nothing. She got two little horns and they give me a little bit. She got horns like a devil pointed at me, and there's nowhere to run from the fire she breathes. She got horns like a devil pointed at me, and there's nowhere to run from the fire she breathes. She got horns like a devil pointed at me, and there's nowhere to run from the fire she breathes. Horns like a devil pointed at me. She got two little horns and they give me a little bit. Got two little I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. Weakness comes and goes, it goes, it goes. My weakness echoes in my soul. Oh, it echoes in